Hello, everyone. Hope you're doing well. And tonight, for the fear of this lighting giving giving me, red face and ears and all that, I decided not to turn the lights on more than what it is, a natural light of the room, and so hope that I will be in more comfortable atmosphere to deliver what I want to deliver. First, let's have a juice. This is usually a good breakfast. This is consists of apples, 2 or 3 apples, a good amount of kale, a bunch of carrots, depending on what you like. Usually 2 or 3, depending how big it is, and this size of a beet. So you have apple, kale, beet, and carrot, and that gives you lots of good stuff. Beet, lots of L-arginine, which I'm sure you know with the helps with the vascularity and also the health of the cardiovascular system, especially the inner lining of the veins. Um, of course, carrots, all his own good stuff. And before I turn it into a juice making session, let me deliver what I want to talk to you about tonight. So, what I want to talk to you about tonight is about love, something that we are all familiar with, and if we are not, we soon will be. But I'm sure one way or another we have experienced love or the emotion of love. And the older you guys get, like in the ages of, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, and onwards, it is very important, more and more important for us to understand what love really is. And is what we feel towards a woman, is that really love? And is there any other explanation for it? And what is love? Which I hope that I was savvy enough to put that "what is love" that music thing right now, so it'd be a good background. But you know what? I just thought you got the idea anyhow. So see, I do my own choreography too. So many of us feel and understand that we are in love sometimes, or we think we are, or we believe we are. A certain kind of physical changes or emotions and mental, the feelings and emotional sensitivities about a certain woman. This is not the kind of love that we would have for our parents or children or whatnot. This is the love that we have for our opposite gender. Like talking about boys' point of view, as we know, we're talking about boys' point of view. We want to talk about how we feel when we see, a woman that we think that's how we feel love is. So obviously, we'll feel infatuated, or we'll feel exceptionally interested. We feel she's everything. We feel all the good things that I'm sure you all have experienced. But the question remains, isn't that love supposed to be something that it's felt deeply, and it's supposed to bind us or create a bond between us and the lady that we feel we're in love with, and last, that wonderful feeling to last for a while at least, until you buy a house and car, and then lots of money you make, and then you two decide to separate their wealth and go on your merry ways. So the question is, how sure are we that this is love, and what is it really love to want someone so badly that you want to hold her in your arm, you want to kiss her, you want to you know, be intimate with her and so on. Is that what qualifies as an emotion to be love? That's when we feel that way, then that is really certainly love. Well, obviously, that could be part of love, part of a feeling that we would have for someone when we're in love with her. But I'm not totally convinced that every time that we feel excited about getting to know a beautiful woman of our choice, of our taste, that we adore her and we are exceptionally impressed with her beauty. I'm not sure if that would be enough to call it love, because I think that would, especially for younger friends of mine, younger men, boys, that would be more. That would qualify more to be lust than love. And I want to make sure that you understand there's a difference between love and lust. Lust is the feeling that we boys get whenever it's appropriate and we see a beautiful woman that we feel attracted to, and we think it's love. But I think that's mostly physical attraction, and because it's been on a spur of the moment, it's impulsive. It's right away. It's like you see a flower, you say, "Wow, what a beautiful flower!" You're impressed by that beauty, but you haven't smelled the flower. You haven't touched the flower to see, oh, the thorn or anything else in there. You haven't gotten close enough to the flower to see if there's any, I don't know, any worms in it, or any, I don't know, fly poop in there, or how it smells, or what kind of allergic reaction you have to it or not. So you know pretty much nothing. If the flower is really, it just looks good, or maybe it's poisonous, or maybe it gives you an allergy, maybe it gives you, I don't know, a rash, or maybe it's I don't know, it's not as good as it looks. So you don't know the flower, but you just saw the flower and you're impressed by its outer presence and beauty, and the colorfulness and the shape, how it's on its stem, and how it's positioned yourself, and so on and so forth. And so the same thing when we see a beautiful woman, especially when we are much younger, even at any age really, we are impressed with that beauty. So we are excited and attracted, and it's a physical attraction, a physical excitement. And then how could that qualify for love? Unless you say any sexual desire for a beautiful woman, appropriate situation, of course, it's love. Well, I don't think that's love. I think that's lust. And we got to understand, if you're looking for love, then we got to give it time to understand that person, because love's supposed to be on a different level, on a heart level, on a mind level, on a level that you can enjoy and appreciate her mentality, her behavior, I don't know, her hygiene, her way of speaking, her knowledge, her opinion about things that you may want to share, the way she, I don't know, dresses, or her education, her habits, I don't know, whatever else that could be personal to her as far as inner qualifications and inner qualities are concerned. And then, if you find all those parameters and characteristics palatable to you, and you find all those still exciting and interesting and inviting and attractive to you, then combination of that very important ingredient, the inner qualities of her, and what we just named a few, and the beauty that has physical attractions for you, then you can perhaps say, I love this woman, I'm in love. Otherwise, when we don't know all these characteristics that we named, a bunch of them, and we just see a beautiful woman and, I don't know, the long fingernails and the high heels and the skirt and the, figure and all that. That cannot be love. That's more of a physical attraction. Therefore, we must understand, what are we getting into? We must be careful that, are we calling a physical attraction love, and therefore we treat it as if we are in love with that person. Therefore, we make the sacrifices that we are supposed to be making for someone that we love, and then we later on get disappointed that things didn't work out because I don't know what happened. Well, what happened was there was no qualification for love there. It was lust, it was physical attraction, and your hormones didn't allow you to step further to find more about this flower, about all the other inner characteristics, and you dubbed it love because that's all you've been told. If you feel that way, excited, then that's love. So be careful what you call love, because when you call love, then you make certain steps towards fulfilling your understanding of what you should be doing in the presence of love. In other words, you make plans, and you maybe want to, have a long-term relationship. You make sacrifices. You maybe want to marry her. All these things based on what you thought was love, which actually did not qualify for love, but you thought it was love. So it is very important for you to understand what love is, in what level and what time frame, and according to what kind of information that you must have, you can call that certain emotion love. And just any emotion, physical emotion or attraction or infatuation or awe or whatever, does not qualify to be called love. Therefore, when you know this, you will not follow the script as you would follow if it was a love, a real love. So that's pretty much what I wanted to share with you, to be careful about how you're treating the woman that you're interested in, and what limits of inviting to your life you're setting for her. And if you think it's love but it's not, but you think it is, then you would invite her all in your life, and you would make all the steps that you would make for love. But since this is not love, then it wouldn't work, and you would be disappointed, and at the same time you would waste your life or time, which you could have had a better time if you knew what kind of relationship this is, and what kind of limits you should put, and what kind of expectations you should have. And then that physical attraction could have been, just a wonderful time together, as we both would know, you both would know that this is what it is, and you would not treat it as something that it is not, the real love. And therefore you will not be totally disappointed later on, and your behavior would be appropriate to the emotion rather than something totally different that would end up in disappointment. So please analyze your feelings, on what basis you're feeling what you're feeling. Is it physical feeling, or is it bonding, and on the levels of mental and emotional and feelings and all the other criterias, and understanding, experiences, policies, and life philosophies, and all that so forth. Then you can see if you're bonding, and then it turns into real love. At the beginning, the physical attraction could be that spark that you need to make a fire. But if there is not enough dry wood, not enough calm weather, and not enough dry air, it may not turn into fire. So you should use that spark to examine and go further, and then see what are all other characteristics that you may have in common with, and see if you, on those bases, commonalities and the mutual interest, then you can establish that this is love, and or perhaps fall in love, or find it a qualified criteria to allow love to actually flourish and enjoy that feeling, that experience. In the meantime, have a wonderful time till you find your real love, and don't call love just every little attraction or relationship that you will find. Love is a great thing, but it must be discovered with great care and openness and honesty, and for both sides, yourself and for her, and in her side also, for herself and for you. So find out about each other a lot more before you call it love. So love you all, and have a wonderful evening or day.